Stronger.
Imagine a world without choices.
Stronger.
Imagine you can't make your own decision. That wouldn't be a world for me. That wouldn't be a world for you. UIC.
Tell them they're gonna be stronger. Together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Gonna be stronger together. Time we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. It is a natural right for every human being to be free. Free, so free. So the government is there to protect you and me. UIC objective is to liberate the citizens from colonial bondage, them regulation, them taxation. Rob Jamaica, we independent. Be stronger together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica.
All right, welcome, good evening. Welcome to tonight's edition of UIC Liberty TV. Glad to be here, glad to see you guys on. Let's see who is on the show tonight. No one has mentioned in the chat, but I see that there's 17 people on. So welcome, guys, for coming. Thank you for coming on. Tonight is a kind of a somber show. Tonight we're going to be looking at an update on an issue that we carried earlier this year. A young, well, not quite that young, but an elderly man by the name of Tony Bennett was admitted into hospital for a particular, to do surgery on for a particular issue. But while he was at the hospital, he developed some complications and some issues arose out of that. And so we're gonna have a talk with Tony Bennett's wife, Mrs. Bennett, who actually reached out to us and basically told us what was happening, and we helped her to get some resolve. So we are going to be doing an update. We're updating everyone today or tonight on what's been happening since then. Sweet lady, good evening. Mr. Patterson is on. Good evening, Mr. Patterson. Lucky Lion, up. JMH, good night, Uniters. Lucky Lion, Real Man Road. Liddy Williams says, class is in session. Yes, different kind of class this evening. But class is in session nonetheless. So I'm going to bring on the wife of Tony Bennett, Mrs. Cornelia Bennett, and have her share with you the update. So let's see if I can get her on. Good evening, Mrs. Bennett.
Good evening, and how are you this evening?
I am good. You're hearing me loud and clear, right?
All right, that's good.
Okay, great. So, just give us a background for those that didn't hear about the story before. Just give us a background on what happened with your husband, Tony Bennett.
Okay, I'll just give a little bit of what happened before what is taking place right now. Okay, in the beginning, I think it was sometime in May, or the middle of May. My husband.
Hold on, Mrs. Bennett. They're saying that I have feedback. Hold on. Is it repeating? Or is it?
That's fine.
Like a speaker? No, some people in the chat are saying that they're hearing a feedback when I'm talking. Or maybe it's from Mrs. Bennett's phone. All right, I'll just mute my mic. Go ahead, Mrs. Bennett. Give us the mic. I'll just mute my mic.
Okay. as I was saying, in May sometime, about the middle of May around that time, my husband was not having problem urinating. So what I did, I took him to the hospital, and the doctor said to me I must come back on Wednesday. I took him Friday, so I should come back on Wednesday. Anyways, to see a specialist. Anyways, I took him home, and the Sunday I started to see stomach started to swell, and he had like temperature. So I decided to take him back to the hospital. When I take him back to the hospital, one of the doctors said, "Why you wait so long?" I said, "Because the doctor told me I must come back on Wednesday, but this happened." He said, "Well, your husband started to get infected, so they decide that they look after it, which they insert a bag on him so he could urinate a whole lot faster." Anyways, they admit him because of the situation. They said they have to admit him and watch him. Now, when he was there and he was on the stretcher, right? There was no towel, nothing, whatever, just the basic. So I had to go and get a towel from my vehicle, put it on the bed. That was the next day when I came back. Anyway, what really take place? Um, they admitted he spent about maybe 5 days in the hospital, and they decided and said to me, "It's okay, I can take him home." Well, lo and behold, I took him home, and what happened now? This man cannot walk, right? From his waist down, cannot walk, right? On top of that, they found out that he had prostate. So it's not just one thing, but other complicated things. Now, when I take him home, I see like a little scratch on his bum, maybe about the size of, I don't know if anybody know what the $2, like 10 cents then, $10 or $10. So what really take place, I started to watch it, and I said I didn't like how it looked. So I called my sister-in-law, who's a nurse who work in that area in the state, and she's telling me that if I a bed sore. I said, "Bed sore." So she said I should take him back to the doctor. So she told me, I took him back there, I think it was a week time, because I was trying to, do screen from the pharmacy and thing like that, and nothing really taking place. So I took him back the week after, about a week, the Sunday. And then when I take him back, they admit him again, right? Now when they admit him, they're saying to me, he got infected. I said, okay, they admit him. He was there. And that wound started to break out faster and faster. What really take place during that period of time, I said to them, I said, "Why is this getting like this?" They said, "Oh, because he needed the scrape." Right? At that period of time, I would say that maybe about, in circumference, maybe about 3 to 4 inches in circumference. That's how it break up. Remember, he's a diabetic, so a person have sugar and have something like that, it's not going to heal as fast as somebody who don't have sugar. Anyways, they told me that scraping. I said, okay, affected, and they explained to me definitely what will be taking place. I went back there the next day, and my husband said about 8 young doctors was in the room. Now listen to this. The room where he's staying, they drag the sheet or the whatever you call it, they drape around, and then they do the operation there. Not even taking to a theater. Imagine now, infection and people sick inside a place like that. What can take place? Anyways, when I asked them the next day, I said, "Why didn't somebody call me and let me know you're going to do the operation?" "Oh, he's old enough. I have to get your permission." I said, "Okay, fine." Now, the situation that really taking place now. When he came home, the now this is about the third time. When he came home, they said they would give me a nurse to help, because I said I cannot do this on my own. I am 70. I may not look 70, but I am 70. Not as strong as before. They sent me a community nurse. Nurse came the Thursday. He came out the Sunday, came the Thursday. And the nurse exactly said, she said, look, I will clean this up, but you have to take your husband back to the hospital because this is serious. It's really infected. All right. I followed advice. I took him back there. I think it was the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or the Sunday. I came back. When I took him back, sorry about that. When I took him back, and I went there and looked at him, and I took the band-aid off that they put on him. There was a hole in his bottom. It break out that bad. You could put a grapefruit. I'm not lying. I have pictures I can show you people inside of that room, right? I've been asking from the time that man is in hospital from May until now, what is the stage of his prostate? I get no answer. Every time I try to go and get to a doctor, as soon as they see me, oh, I'll come back. This is what they're saying to me. Nobody comes back. Take an appointment at one time to see, for me to see them, to see the head doctor, another doctor, so someone from the UIC, I can't remember his name offhand. Anyways, some people from the UIC came to support me. And when they realized that, to be very honest, it's like they tried to avoid me. They told me, after they set the appointment, they told me that the head doctor is not there. I went outside and I made a phone call.
Mrs.
And the phone call goes to the
Mrs. Bennett.
switchboard, and I asked for the.
Mrs. Bennett, you're breaking up. You're breaking up now. And I'm seeing some people saying that there is a crackling sound. It's still having sound issues.
My mic is.
Cannot hear clearly.
How is it now?
Say it again. You're still breaking up on my side.
It's okay.
You're still breaking up. Do you have a second phone that is running?
No, I don't have any phone running on that. I have a second phone, but it's not running on the sides. Pardon me?
All right. Talk again. Let me hear you.
Is that all right?
I'm hearing a feedback now.
I'm not getting any feedback from my side.
Yeah, I'm hearing. But I'm wondering if it's the connection itself. Your where your area is.
I can hear
you. You can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can.
But you're breaking up on my side, and some people in the live are saying that they're not hearing you properly. All right, let me see. Can you come back on and see if it works?
I would maybe changing the area where I am.
All right, so just come off and then come back on. And,
okay, so I can just leave and then come back on?
Yeah, so just leave this. Yeah, just leave and come back on.
Okay.
Using the same link that I sent you.
Okay, I'm going to change the area and see if it will be better.
Okay, all right. All right, guys. So she's gonna hang up and call back and see if that works. But it's a very, very heart-wrenching issue and case that she's speaking of. There are several people in Jamaica that unfortunately face these kinds of issues when they go into the hospital. So for those that may not have been hearing, her husband went into the hospital for prostate issues. He was unable to urinate properly. And so she carried him to the hospital, and a doctor said that he needed to be brought back. Well, I think the doctor wasn't there or something like that, but she had to carry him back. So in carrying him back, the doctor that saw him at that time when she carried him back was saying, why did you wait so long to bring your husband? And she said, well, I brought him last week, but nobody was here. Anyway, so they admitted him and had an operation. Now, the operation that they had, or where they had the operation, was not in an operating theater. It was right there on the bed that he was sleeping on. And so they had the operation, and they sent him home. And on sending him home, she saw a little scratch on his buttock, on his butt. And so she was watching it, and it got to a point where it was getting bigger. So she carried him into the hospital again. And that's kind of where things took a turn for the worst. So she's back now. Let's see if her, Mrs. Bennett, can you hear me?
Hello.
Speak again.
Hello.
All right, you're a little better. But I'm still hearing my feedback though.
I'm hearing
But
you
maybe it's
clearly.
just mine. Okay, so tell us, we are at the point, I kind of caught the people up to the point where we took him to the hospital. You noticed the scratch on his butt, and you took him to the hospital.
Yeah. After taking him to the hospital, that was really a bad thing going on, because the wound started to smell because they're not cleaning it. They're supposed to be turning him every 2 hours on his side. Nothing like that happened. I have to go there and turn it. It reached a point that they started to treat him really bad. I'm telling you, it's painful. And then what really take place, one of the nurses tell him, I am not changing you, you stinky. That's the word that they use to him. All right? Then what really happened, I went there and I asked and make a report. Nothing really take place as far as I understand. Now, the next 2 days, they went and released it. You have to leave because they need a bed. That was during the time when they had a big accident. I think it was in Brownstown. Now, this man's wound is getting bad. They claim to say they clean it up. All right. I decided to myself, well, all right, I'm going to take him home and ask for a nurse. I didn't get that. So anyways, I took him home. When I took him home, the first thing I did was take off the layer of material that they dressed in. Sir, when I take that dressing off, and there was a stuffing that they have inside, and when I see the inside, it's like I almost faint. The way they damaging that by said the scraping. To me, these were not professional people who do that job. There wasn't a doctor doctor around, as far as I understand. They were interns, right? So they scrape out the whole of his bum. Then they decided they're going to do the other side. I'm telling you, this is very painful. I try to make reports so many times. I get no answer. No answers at all. So I got to take him back to the hospital because he started to be very honest. The smells. I'm not a nurse. I don't have the proper thing to clean him up or anything. They didn't show me how to clean him or anything at all. And this is St. Anne's Bay Hospital. There's so many people. I go there already and see somebody in the emergency room calling for help. The woman lie on the ground, flat on the ground, passed out. No one came rescue. I could go on and on of what I take my own eyes and see. That hospital, I'm not complaining for anybody to lose their job. I am complaining for justice for my husband. Because it happened there and they do not want, they're telling me it happened at home. I said it did not happen at home. It happened when you people put him on the dirty thing there. Because I didn't come there about the sore. I came there because he couldn't pee. I didn't come there about the sore. And I'm telling you this, easy on me. It's not easy. It costs me because as far as it goes, if I was back home, I have to do that. I have to bring his own diapers. I have to bring this. I have to bring that. It reached a point I have to bring its own painkiller because they stop looking after it. And right now, he's in there from May until now, and I cannot get any justice. The doctors will not speak to me. Every time I go there, okay, miss, just a minute, and that's what I get. Nurses do the same thing. I really don't know. At one point, I asked one of the nurse, I said, can you please show me my husband's jacket? I said, I have right to know what is in there. I said, did he get his second shot of vaccine for his prostate? You know what the woman turned and said to me? They don't have nothing inside the book about him having prostate. I said, what about his back? You people, you're gonna look after that. From his ear, he get no therapy for his back.
You're muted, Mrs. Bennett. You're muted. I'm not hearing you now. Hello? I'm not hearing you. Still not hearing. All right, so while we get that sorted out, that was kind of where things were brought to the UIC's attention. Mrs. Bennett was going back and forth from home to hospital, and of course the issue was getting worse. The sore on his butt was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and yeah, so she came to the UIC. Well, she reached out to the UIC, and we actually went with her to the St. Anne's Bay St. Anne's Bay Hospital. It should have really been police station, right? St. Anne's Bay Hospital to get things sorted out and resolved. At the meeting, it would have seemed so. Before the meeting, as you may have heard her saying, you know, everybody was being dismissive or just not giving her any kind of attention. And then at the meet, as soon as she said that, you know, she's going to come with the UIC, etc. You know, they were, you know, all interested in, you know, what's happening with her husband and seeming to care about the situation. So Mr. Patterson went to Sentence Bay, and I have a video here. Not of the meeting, but of Mr. Patterson and Mrs. Bennett at the hospital, just before we were going to the hospital. Let me see if I can pull it up and play it here. Okay. Okay, great. See if I can share my screen. All right.
The Robstown, and a lot of people come to damage or whatever. And then this morning, say one of the nurse give him an attitude and say, "We dismiss you and you should go home," right? Because they need the bed. How can you send a sick man home and he's not exactly the one?
He's in a situation where it's life or death at this point.
Exactly.
You know, so you can't afford him to push him out and put somebody
else in. That's
you must make arrangement to accommodate him.
Or send him to another hospital.
Exactly.
You know?
So this morning we have a meeting with them.
Yes.
Did they tell you what it's about?
No, honestly, they didn't.
They just wanted to understand.
Yeah, I think what they're going to talk about, as far as I understand with my knowledge, it's about because I put the video up, and they're trying to tell me to take it down because I'm sure my husband's privacy. It's no privacy, it's his mom.
But you are responsible.
That's
for
right.
privacy.
I can do anything that I want with his body. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're upset, and because of that, they don't realize what they're putting in, and they don't realize, to be honest, what they're going to see
the
this
thing is,
morning.
you don't want the video to be out here either. What you want is for your husband to be cared for.
Exactly.
If he was cared for,
That
there's
would be
no
it.
need for the video. The video is there to call attention to a serious problem and to say, I need help.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
Respond to you.
That's it.
So this morning, let's go and hear what they have to say, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, thank you. For a person going through this kind of pain, and you're going to tell me to tone down. What about their respect with me? What about the security with me? Right? That woman sit there and telling something that is fibs. And I just sit down and bear. But I cannot bear it anymore. That's why I come and I call out for help. All I need is help. I take off the bandage and it's still there. You understand what I'm saying? So how you think I'm supposed to feel? Put yourself in my place. How would they feel? Right? He's in pain, right? And he's not getting attention. So they're trying to cover, but I'm not covering up anymore. Cover from me until now. It's time for me to talk up. It's time for people to see what is happening in our country, in the hospital.
Okay, so there you have the video. That video kind of shows not the meeting, but the fact that Mr. Patterson had gone, along with some other members of the UIC, to meet with some people at the Sentence Bay Hospital. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play another video from Mr. Bennett himself while he was, this is a recent video now, since then, while he's in hospital, just sharing his issues. Let me see.
Good afternoon, each and every one. At this moment, I am in the room with Tony Bennett, the one that ended up with the bed sore at St. Anne Bay Hospital. He is going to tell you some of the experience that he's going through in this hospital. As much as he can remember, he's going to tell you how we end up in the bed sore when he was in the emergency ward. They put him on a bed, had no plastic, no paper, no bed sheet. The empty bed. That's how we get the infection. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tony Bennett. Let he tell his story. Go ahead.
Everyone, greetings. This is my long story. This is my not so long story about the way they treat me. They sent out me hospitals.
Are you guys seeing the video? Someone just said they're seeing a blank screen. Are you guys seeing the video? Please let me know in the comments if you're seeing the video. No. Sweet lady is saying no. Anyone else? Ian Clark says yes. Ming says blank screen. Interesting. So Ian, you're seeing the video of Mr. Bennett. Noreen says no, we are not. Lydie says not seeing the video. Beverly, no. Video blank. Nezook, no. Eunice Brown. Okay, so most people aren't seeing the video of Mr. Bennett that I read is saying yes indeed. I'm not understanding. Well, I don't know why some people are seeing it and some people aren't. But it seems like most people are not seeing the video. Oh, okay. Ian says he's seeing the video of me. But I want to know if you're seeing the video of Mr. Bennett. It seems like most people aren't seeing the video. I'm going to try again to see if I can restart. Let me see if I can restart the video. All right.
Good afternoon, each and every one. At this moment,
Are you seeing the
I am
video
in
now?
the room with Tony Bennett, the one that ended up with the bed sore at St. Annabelle Hospital. He is going to tell you some of the experience that he's going through in this hospital.
No video.
As
All right.
much as he can remember.
All right, it's still blank. So the video is not showing, unfortunately. I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, but you guys are not seeing it or hearing it. Let me see. Can I bring it up here? Okay, let's see. Okay, not hearing, not seeing. Okay. You're hearing it, but you're not seeing it. Interesting. So you're hearing the video, but you're not seeing the video. All right, let me try one more time and see if this is it. Okay.
Good afternoon, each and every one. At this moment, I am in the room with Tony Bennett, the one that ended up with the bed sore at St. Annabelle Hospital.
All right, let me know if you're hearing. Ian Clark, you're hearing. Sweet lady, what's happening? Are you hearing? We are hearing, but not seeing. Wow. Still blank. Okay. But are you hearing it, sweet lady? Forgot her name. I know sweet lady is not your real name, but think we met at the march. Beverly Doman says hearing. Jasmine says not seeing. Hearing, only hearing. Okay. Still not seeing, but hearing. Okay. All right. So I wanted you guys to see the video of Mr. Bennett. It's nothing graphic, but I just wanted you to see him talking about the issue and the situation. So unfortunately, you're not going to hear the video. I mean, you're not going to see the video, or maybe I should just play the video. Would you like to just listen to the video? Let me know, guys. I mean, for those that are going to be watching the replay of this, it may not be the best thing, but guys, let me know in the chat if you're willing to just hear the video, even though you won't be seeing anything. Ming says yes. Sweet Lady says yes. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Kirk says yes. Ian Clark, yeah. All right. All right. So I'm just going to play the video, play the audio, and just listen to Mr. Patterson. Mr. Patterson, Mr. Bennett.
Good afternoon, each and every one. At this moment, I am in the room with Anthony Bennett, the one that ended up with the bed sore at St. Anne Bay Hospital. He is going to tell you some of the experience that he's going through in this hospital. As much as he can remember, he's going to tell you how we ended up in the bed sore when he was in the emergency ward. They put him on a bed, had no plastic, no paper, no bed sheet. The empty bed. That's how we get the infection. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Anthony Bennett. Let he tell his story. Go ahead.
Everyone, greetings. This is my long story. This is my not so long story about the way they treat me in St. Anne's Hospital. They treat me like dirt in some ways. I've been here for Camp P. And I ended up having bed sore. That took me months and months and months. And the hospital is trying to terminate me while they didn't do their job. And at the same time, at the same time,
Your feet is paralyzed from the waist down.
No, remember that it's paralyzed start from the home.
Yeah, I know.
At the same time, I end up trying to cure the pee problem. But as they give me the first operation, they send me home the next day.
You were still in your bed. They didn't take you to no operation room.
And after that, my wife turned me over at the same time at the house, and everything fell out. That is what you see on the internet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they jeer me, they come back, they take me back, my wife bring me back compulsory. When I came back, they jeer me. My wife can't do what they're supposed to do. She went and get a social service, which the social service only come one day.
Social service nurse. Community nurse. Yep.
Community nurse will show up for one day. And that's what it. So she brought me back here, and it was a island back. It was an island back. You can't go too far in the microphone. Like I got to, so it was an island back. And from there on, until this day, what, 6-7 months now, I've been struggling. Sometimes they should turn me. They left my back food one whole day.
More than that.
They don't turn me. Whenever I call somebody, they just ignore me. When it's time to clean me up, they do clean me up though. But after some come up, compel, some kind of compel, they started to do every little thing, give me like a medicine and thing. Then suddenly they say, I can't get that because I'm tuned out, I'm checked out. But now at this time, they started to clean me last. Until just because the hospital fell in a drum, the whole nurse started saying things about them on Facebook. They're not getting their pay, they're not getting attention, and the hospital dropping a jail. Sometimes they know sheep. Food that they give you sucks. Just bean and callaloo and other things. But it's all cold, and I can't eat cold food. I never can eat cold food. Me and my wife, we don't eat cold food at the house. So it's like a different thing I can't eat. I got to get out of here. Because every day, from day to day, I'm feeling pain. There are also objects inside of my body, which every time the object move around, it lock my two legs.
What object did they put in your body?
They don't put nothing inside my body, because this object is been stopping from I was at home. But I don't know if it's here to haunt me or what, but it just locked my whole body, I can't move. Okay, if somebody comes and touch me, just move my foot around, it will go away. These are the things I'm going through. I don't know if it's there to protect me or what. But this object here is locking me in my body all along. And it's very, very dangerous. Sometimes it comes right up to my chest. And it's like a 8 bar.
Can you explain to them the problem you're having with the sickness that you're having? Can you explain what and what is your sickness?
My sickness is this. If I'm doing
Prostate. Explain to
I have
them.
the prostate, but I don't know if the prostate causes a lot of changes in the body. But sometimes I have
Activity
movements there, and just going more and more. Every day a problem occurs. It's not easy. Every day a problem occurs. So what happened now is that they just started to give me more medicine. I appreciate that. Right? So when I call up the sister sometime, or the doctor, they will say, I'm going to catch disease because I'm not admitted anymore. So I'm liable to catch any kind of disease. And they're not going to take care of me.
But the sore is not curable enough for me to take you home. because I'm not a nurse. And they have community nurse that they say they would look into. When he was out the last time, only one person shows up once. The next thing I want to ask you, Mr. Bennett, as far as I understand, when they said you had infection and they scrape you, where were you? Did they take you to a theater or they scrape you in the room?
They scrape me on the bed.
On the bed, which is not sterilized. Listen to this. They scrape him on the bed, a bed like this, which is not sterilized. As far as I understand, he had about, 7 to 8 intern. Not a professional doctor. Professional doctor just came and leave. Now, how the hell you can look after somebody and scraping them, cleaning them up, which they make like a butcher? This is where it started from. This is exactly where it started from. How can you answer the question? Doing an operation on a bed where other patient is. My God, what's going on to the hospital? You have no ventilation, no light, flies, garbage all over the place that's in the air. I would need somebody out there, professional, to come and answer this question. How can you, a bed like this, over on the other side? It was 22 in the same room. And is that what I'm talking about?
Right now. Who knows what the next day brings? Who knows what the next day brings?
You're going to be fine, babe. You're going to be fine because you know what? I don't care what them saying this time. International going all over the world.
I don't know what the next day brings from today to tomorrow.
In the power of Jesus' name, you will be all right. God is going to send somebody because they should operate on that bomb. It's their fault. They can do plastic surgery. How much months now he sit on the same thing? If they don't move him, which how often they do. And I'm putting this out worldwide for everybody to see.
Wicked people, man.
Express yourself.
I'm here 6 days now, don't be. And if you don't rush them to change my replace the stuff.
If I didn't come here today and ask them, it would be still going on.
All right. Very emotional video. So this is the issue that we have. Mr. Bennett is still in hospital, and still because of the bed sores that he has. As his wife is saying, they've not really been tending to the prostate issue. And that is another issue because that could cause other complications. So this is something that we really need to highlight and bring to light. This is a serious issue. It's unfortunate that our healthcare system is in a state where this is happening. And some people may say, you know, this is just a one-off thing, but it shouldn't be any at all. You know, we should not be in a position, the country should not be in the place where we have these kinds of issues, where someone goes in for one thing and comes out with something completely different. And that thing that they came out with is clearly a result of negligence on their part, right? How did he get the bed sores in the first place? So, and the fact that, you know, it's just been, it's spread, you know, and there are pictures, and I couldn't put the pictures up because they're too graphic. It's spread all over his body. Well, not all over, but certain other parts of his body. So it's not just this butt anymore. You know, this is something that we need to address. Enough is enough. You know, if it's not one thing, it's another. You know, if it's not one thing, it's another. I would love to bring in Mrs. Bennett to see if her audio is working now, but I'm not seeing her. So what do we do from now? Oh, wait, hold on. Hello, Mrs. Bennett?
Yes, I am right here.
Okay, great. So that video was taken, how recent was that video taken? You're breaking up, Mrs. Bennett.
Can you hear me?
You're breaking up. You're still breaking up.
About a week. Can you hear me?
No, you're still breaking up. Wow. Can you go back to the position that you were in before, or the place that you were in before? Because we were hearing you before at that point. All right. While she relocates to a different location. So Ian Clark says we need a hospital and healthcare for Black lives. Devereaux says, but it is something that happens all the while. This is unfortunate. Beverly Doman says you need to take lost it. Oh, you need to take your husband out of the hospital. His condition will continue to deteriorate. Well, I mean, the thing is, she's at her age, she doesn't have the, you know, she's not able to take care of him. So if it was that, you know, take him out of the hospital and let Mrs. Bennett take care of him, you know, she's not at that place to take care of him right now, based on the state of the wound or the issue. So it's really bad. Let's see, Mrs. Bennett is back. Let's see if, hello, Mrs. Bennett. Can you hear me?
Hello, I'm here.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you better now. So that video was taken, you said a week ago?
About a week and a half now.
Okay. All right. And you told me that you went to see him on Tuesday this week. How was he? What was his condition like?
Well, I did not get to look at the wound because the nurses were there. I had to make my sleep and look at it. But his condition is like he just want to get home. He just want to come home. And what I'm really asking, if there's somebody under, can at least help and fix his mom a plastic surgery or something, because the hospital is not anything. I'm hurt.
You're breaking up.
All I'm looking for is help. Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Breaking up. You're still breaking up.
What about, can you hear me?
Go again?
Pardon me?
Okay. You sound better to me, but I'm going. Go ahead and talk.
Can you now?
No, you're breaking up now. All right. We may have to let's see how I can fix this. It's fine. All right, Mrs. Bennett, if you can. No, you're still breaking up on my side. You're still breaking up. So let me know what it is that you want the public at large to help with. Send it to me on WhatsApp and I'll read it on the live.
Okay.
Because I'm not hearing, we're not hearing you properly.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
All right. I'm hearing you now. Go ahead. Let's see if it goes through. Are you hearing me?
Or you want me to continue?
Yes. Call me. Call me.
Pardon?
Call me.
I am only seeing your lips moving. I am not hearing it.
Give me a second, guys.
Listen.
Let's see if I can give her a call. Speak and let me see if the people on the live are hearing.
Okay. Can they hear me now?
Can you guys hear her? Let me know in the chat if you can hear her. We just want to get her.
Can I continue?
We need to do something about this live. Bad echo. There's feedback on your end, Mr. Harper. So there's feedback on my end. Let me see. Donnelly King, is that yes to yes? You're hearing me or hearing her? Sorry. Let me know. Okay, lady says yes, I can. All right. Okay. All right. So Mrs. Bennett, hang up on. Come out of the live. Come out of the live, and I'll just let you talk on the phone. And they'll hear you. Okay.
I would sign out from live.
Yes.
Okay, I did.
All right. So, wow, this has been a really. We can hear you both, but somebody's phone is on speaker and it's picking up all songs around. Yes. Well, my phone is on speaker because I want you guys to hear what she's saying. So I just called her, and so my phone is on speaker. So, Mrs. Bennett, just share with us what you would like the public to do, or how we can help in this situation, please.
All right. Using Pampers, and Pampers are very costly, financially strained right now, And my most important thing is for somebody out there, a doctor, whosoever it is out there, could give an helping hand. Somebody's professional, somebody, if in case I take him home, that they would look after him. Someone donate one of those hospital bed for him, which was really, really good. So, you know, the place for him to stay is no problem. But my biggest thing is who is going to come and help, you know, a nurse. Financially, I cannot really afford a nurse. I cannot, you know. And I was thinking the other day, I don't know if it's because he's a raster, why they treat him that way, because the lock is here. But let me say something, behind that lock, this man is a professional engineer. He know about 8 different languages. You know, so you may look at a person outside, but you don't know the ability. You understand what I'm talking about? Right now he's there, he cannot do anything, whatever. He cannot move. At times I go there, I am in tears because what condition. I mark up Pampers one day, to be honest, and when I went back there, the man was in the same Pampers. I marked it with a pen, and he was in there. You see, so these are the conditions that he is going through. It is very painful, you know, for him. Why is it they don't tell me what the stage of his prostate? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. You know, he have a problem where he have this problem. They're not looking after that. He have high blood pressure. He have diabetes since he has been there. This situation need to look after. People, the government need to do something about this kind of situation. I am not the only one going through a situation like that. Other people have their relative. Oh God. Other people have their relative and they're going through similar situation as what I am going through. Why? Why? That's what I'm asking. Why treat a human being that way? So I'm seeking help. Any help that I can get, I would really appreciate it. Any help at all.
And
Any help.
how can people reach out to you?
Well, I can give them my phone number and my email address, but the phone number would be the best thing because a lot of people use WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 876-812-6781, and that is my WhatsApp number.
Repeat that again.
876-812-6781.
Okay. So if you would like to help in any way, guys, you can reach out to us, UIC, as well, and say that you would like to help Mrs. Bennett, Cornelia Bennett, or you can reach out to her personally at 876-812-6781. So this is a very serious issue, guys, and again, I mean, we could go into, you know, how the government has really done a number on us Jamaicans and not really, you know, focusing on providing proper health care. But the reality of the situation is right now, we need to show some kind of solidarity with Mrs. Bennett and support her in her time of need. And you know, as Jasmine says, a diabetic patient with bed sores is not good, and it isn't good. So we need all the help we can get. If you want help financially, that's great. If you know someone that would be able to help her in terms of a nurse that would be able to help to treat her husband if she carries Mr. Bennett back home, you know, that would be great. But then again, you know, she'd need to pay that nurse. So that is another thing that we'd have to look at. But any which way you can, please, I am asking for your help for Mrs. Bennett and Mr. Bennett, because this is a serious situation. He's been in the hospital for months now, months. Since May, Mrs. Bennett, right? Since May this year?
Yes, from
Yeah,
May. He's
from
there.
May. And it's now October,
Yeah.
right? So this is serious. Again, if you any way you can help, please do reach out to us or to Mrs. Bennett. Again, her number is 876-812-6781. If you do know someone who is a doctor, who is a plastic surgeon, who would be open to looking into the situation and helping Mr. Bennett, please send that information either to Mrs. Bennett or to us. And if you're able to donate even diapers for Mr. Bennett to help, or even towards the cost of transportation for Mrs. Bennett to go from the house to the hospital and back, just little things like those can help. So anything that you can do, that we can do to help, is great. We will greatly appreciate it. So I just want to end tonight. Any final words, Mrs. Bennett? Any final words?
Yeah, my final words would say, for all those who are listening to my voice at this moment and maybe listening to it later on, I'm a woman of God. And whatever you can do, show the love. Because the problem, not because you don't know the person, but let us stand up and love each other. Time is short. I am going through a lot, but I am asking God to hold me up, because on Wednesday I end up in the hospital because of my diabetes went up because of stress. And it's because of the situation. I'm not blaming my husband, but the situation is that when I go there, nobody to talk to. I wish somebody would come up from the hospital and tell me what is going on with my husband's prostate, what is taking place, and treat him like a human being, because God is not sleeping. You treat people like that, you don't know when your days will come or your family days will come. And that is my word. Let us love each other. Let us care for each other. And let us do the good that we can do. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done in the power of Jesus' name. Let us have faith, trust, and believe in God. That's my few words. And I thank you so much. Thank you so much to let this hear, so the world will hear and see what is going on in the hospital in Jamaica, St. Anne's Day Hospital. That's my few words.
All right. So thanks again, Mrs. Bennett. We'll be in touch. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, thanks again. We'll be in touch, definitely.
Thank you very
during
much.
the week. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Take care.
Oh, it's all right.
All right, guys. So, as Mrs. Bennett says, love. Let's look out for each other. Let's look out for each other. Let's look out for each other. Let's stand together with each other. The UIC's logo is the hands shaking. Yes? We need to come together as a people and support each other. And this situation is, they definitely, this family needs our support. And so I'm asking anyone that is able to lend their support, whether it be through cash or kind, please please reach out to us. Reach out to the UIC and let us know, or reach out to Mrs. Bennett herself at 876-812-6781. Lion Rule the Jungle says, when the UIC and Mr. Patterson is governing, all this will change, definitely. So you guys left some what should I say? Some healing tips. So I'm going to pass them on to Mrs. Bennett. I think Dee said chickweed herb would help, and someone else said pseudo cream antiseptic healing cream. So I'm going to pass those on to Mrs. Bennett and see if that will help. But she's going to need someone to help her to take care of Mr. Bennett if she takes him out to the hospital. She's going to need some financial help as well. So please, if you're able to help, please do. So that's the live for this evening, guys. I know it's not as exciting and as riveting as other lives, but this is something that is definitely as important as the rest of them. We all need to look out for each other. We all need to come together, join hands, and build each other up. Sweet Lady is saying Epsom salt and water. I'll pass that on as well. Thank you, Sweet Lady. So thank you guys for tuning in. Juliet Chambers says, good night, UIC. Love to hear you guys no matter what topic. Anyway, good night, all Jamaicans. Good night, Juliet. Thanks for coming on. And thanks to everyone else that is on, that came on, and that shared the horror that we have shared over the past months. I mean, some may have heard about it before, and but yeah, we need to help this family out. And so thanks again for coming on the live. I appreciate you guys for coming on. Every day you guys come on when we have a live. I know that we've been MIA the last week or so, but we have some things in the pipeline. So that's why we were kind of MIA. But until next time, class will always be in session. Class will always be in session, lady, definitely. Until next time, be safe, and thanks again for tuning in. One love, one Jamaica, stronger together. Blessings.